Happy and Confused podcast. Our set has changed, but you know what hasn't changed? This guy. If anyone has any name suggestions, please let me know. Because jellycats don't come with names. It's gotta be something really cute. Being yourself. A terrifying concept for some, a terrifying concept for me. I'm your favorite socially awkward host, Madeline Popple, and we're here in my new place. I've been here for a week, and I want to go home. In all seriousness, I do like the change in environment, and I think it's kept me productive. I don't know if there's some psychology being in a different space than what you're normally used to. Like, maybe I'll get used to this place and I will lose all my motivation again. But right now, I'm really motivated. It could also be the start of a new semester, and then slowly the decline just goes. But it's okay, it's fine. Something that made a huge impact on my mental health and the ability to love myself is learning the ability to be alone in public. And that sounds like such like a simple, small thing, but truly it's a foreign and scary concept for me to be alone in a public place. Even when I'm meeting people for coffee, I want to be late because the thought of being there early before anyone else and having to sit by myself was terrifying for me. I'm a bit better now. A little bit. I used to see those like solo date TikToks and I was like, yeah, let's romanticize it, let's go do it. But then I got scared. I'm here to tell you that it's actually not as scary as it sounds, and that is coming from someone who gets super anxious in public spaces by themselves. We're talking if I'm late to a lecture, I will skip the lecture because I don't want to walk in late. There's something in psychology called the spotlight effect, where we assume people are thinking about us way more than they actually are. Like there's this spotlight on us, when in reality, everyone else is so focused on themselves. And I'm sure you've heard that before, but we do actually need to think about that, because it truly is something that, at least for me, if I were to trip in the hallways, I'd think, well, everyone is thinking about that. Everyone's looking at me. Everyone's going to go talk to their friends. Someone, like, tripped in the hallway. That's so embarrassing. I would never trip in the hallway. I'm not a clumsy person. Really, it is this thing that is really present in our lives, and sometimes it leaves in high school, after high school, but sometimes it doesn't, and I think that's okay. If you still feel that way, if you still get anxious when you're around lots of people, because that's normal. Sometimes when I get coffee and sit by myself, which is often, I get coffee all the time, and I'm not always with people, I have this feeling that everyone's like, okay, let me explain this for a second. For whatever reason, whenever I'm on my computer in public, or I'm in the library doing like any sort of writing work, I don't get anxious, because for some reason, other people thinking I'm alone studying doesn't make me anxious. But if I were to just be like eating alone or on my phone alone, that makes me anxious. I'll go to the university a couple hours before my class to study alone in the library with my computer, and that never makes me nervous. But I would never go and sit on my phone in a public place. You know what I mean? I don't know why. Even though we know logically that people are surrounded in their own world and nobody is thinking about us, it's still, for me, this like little guy on my shoulder, whatever, that's like, yeah, everyone's watching you, everyone's thinking, why is she by herself? That's so crazy. I'm a firm believer that if you're not happy with yourself, you're not going to be happy or fully happy, fully content with somebody else. Another person is not going to fix that for you. It might seem like that, but you're not going to be fully satisfied, if you will, if you're not actively loving yourself. But what does that look like, Maddie? What do you mean loving yourself? You have to recognize that you're a person with needs, and you need to give that time to yourself. You are not built to just work. You're built to love and be happy and confident and healthy. You are not meant to be running 24 hours a day. You are not meant to be running on a granola bar every 5 to 10 hours and calling that meals. You know what I mean? If your best friend was going through a really tough time, you would say, eat, sleep. You would give them advice. You would make sure they're okay. You need to do the same with yourself. Having friends is so important, and those connections with people are great for your mental health. You need those. However, you also need to be able to enjoy time by yourself. You need to be able to go places by yourself, especially places that you love. Go to a movie by yourself. Go to a bookstore by yourself. That is where I always go by myself. I don't know what it is with the specific bookshop I go to, but there's something so like, I feel safe there. I feel safe to be there by myself, and I feel content to be there by myself. Probably because there's a Starbucks there. And when there's a Starbucks, I will be there within a 5-mile radius. You can bet yourself that that's where I'll be. I've been trying to go to the gym by myself more because that is a place that I can sometimes feel insecure, and so going there by myself is like 10 times more like, I've been like, instead of using my AirPods, I've been using my headphones, so it's like, don't talk to me, please. Going to the gym with friends is really good too, and I have that time allotted throughout my week, but it's always good if you want to go and not everyone's available to be like, I can go by myself. Just this idea, I didn't want to have to rely on people being available for me to go to the gym, you know what I mean? First time I ever went to the gym by myself was really nerve-wracking, and I had an experience where someone came up to me that made me even more nervous, and then I stopped going to the gym by myself altogether because of that one experience. Logically, I know that's not going to happen every single time. However, the idea still scares me into not wanting to work out in public by myself. I wonder if people that live around me can hear me spilling all my secrets. They're writing them down, ready to take me down. Let's talk first year university, okay? Whoa, no. Let's talk second year, first week university for me. All of my classes are in different buildings. This is not me exaggerating. Every single class is in a different building, and one of them is about a 15-minute walk, and I have 15 minutes in between classes. The class I'm coming from is on the second floor, so I need to make sure that I'm like one of the first ones in the elevator, like run a body check everyone out of the way. And not only am I walking a lot, I'm also running a lot. And my body's been through it. I've been through it, okay? I gotta get up my cardio. And I've just been so run down physically and also mentally, because moving out after living with my parents for so long is going to be an emotional experience. So I've had some much needed crash outs over the past week. I'm not a nap person. I don't normally take naps, but I took a nap and slept through my alarm and missed work. Not my whole work, but like I was like 40 minutes late. I've never slept through an alarm in my entire life, but it's really warm where I live now, and so I've had the fan running, and the fan must have been too loud over my alarm, so I set my alarm and I was like, I'll sleep for like 45 minutes. Slept for 2 hours. Yeah, it's fine, everything's fine. I felt really bad, I still feel really bad. It's fine. I'm kind of getting off track here a little bit, but moral of the story, we need to love ourselves like we love our friends. Treat others how we would want to be treated, but the other way around. Treat ourselves. I'm trying to make a metaphor and it's not working. Treat ourselves like we like to treat others. If you treat your friends with respect and you care for your friends, show that same care to yourself. This is not a foreign concept. I believe in us. We can do this. Especially with flu season coming in, physically we need to take care of ourselves. I work with kids, and kids are gross and are sick all the time, so I'm making sure that's a priority for myself this year, because frankly, I don't have time to be sick. I don't have time to do that. Please, take some time for yourself today. I say this every time, and I hope every time you listen to this podcast, you take some time for yourself, maybe while watching the podcast, while listening to the podcast. Take some time for yourself, light a candle, and just live. Do a face mask. That's what I'm gonna do. Today is Sunday, so I'm gonna do a little Sunday reset. Maybe make a TikTok. I've been trying to do TikToks on, I sound like a old person trying to get with the program, being like, I'm making TikToks now. They're really not even, I'm posting them only on Instagram, so they're not really TikToks, but I'm making them on TikTok. Guys, I'm so cool. All that being said, I love you. Love yourself. Always reach out. Thanks for listening. And we are ending the recording. We're trying to end the recording.